Hi, this is Andrew, and this is cut two for me. But I am going to explain to you how to set up a Mass Mutation Keyforge deck to be playable inside of Tabletop Simulator. There are two weird things that I need to explain in order for it to make sense why I'm making a separate video. Because a while ago, I made a video about how to play a Keyforge deck in Tabletop Simulator, and it's fine, and it should still work. Uh, but a couple things have happened since then that make a refresh make a lot of sense. I am not going to show you a full playthrough of a game of Keyforge in this video. Might do that again soon, but I have some videos showing that in Tabletop Simulator. But what I am going to do is show you how to get your Mass Mutation decks loaded up in Tabletop Simulator. Okay, why would you want to do that? First of all, they're not supported on Crucible Online yet. Um, I don't know what the ETA is on that. Um, but also, some people just prefer Tabletop Simulator. Why is this hard? So if you load up a Mass Mutation deck in on the Master Vault or on Decks of Keyforge, you will see some cards are highlighted in blue. There's a reason for that. Some cards, like Consul Primus and Gloriana's Attendant, have an enhanced keyword. This is new in Mass Mutation. The enhanced keyword bestows bonus icons on the deck. So, two Gloriana's Attendants means I get 4 bonus amber on the deck. Consul Primus gives 2 capture icons on the deck. And I might have some more in here. I don't. Oh, Resurgence gives a draw icon. So I have some icons. And actually, Decks of Keyforge does a really good job of summarizing those for you. So yeah, I do have 4 bonus amber, 2 capture, and 1 draw icon in this deck. Okay, fine. Um, how do I know? And what the algorithm does when it builds the deck is it takes those icons and it puts them on cards. Uh, that's cool. So in this case, I have I'll show you. Um, I have 2 copies of Gizelhart's Zealot in this deck, and um, one of them is a normal Gizelhart's Zealot, but the other has a bonus amber and a draw on it. That's pretty cool. That's the enhanced one. Sorry, my edge detection is freaking out there. So, okay, so that's very nice. Now, on the Master Vault and then Decks of Keyforge, because that imports from the Master Vault, how do we know anything about this? Well, an enhanced card shows up blue here, and if you look into the JSON code behind the what you see there, there is you'll see in the code it is enhanced, and it'll have a separate card ID from other cards, but there's currently no reliable way to know how it's enhanced. I won't go into it too detailed, but um, when Mass Mutation first started getting scanned in, a lot of people put work into saying, okay, well, they're not going to show us what the pips are on the website, but maybe we can figure it out. And anyway, that went awry. So right now we can't reliably tell what card has what pips, has what bonus icons. Boo. Um, I have heard FFG plans on fixing this at some point, but we don't have any sort of ETA. So it is what it is. We can improvise. That's okay. So that means that we have to manually assign the icons to cards. And so I'm going to show you how to do that in Tabletop Simulator. The other interesting complication here is if you go to Steam and Tabletop Simulator, we'll click through to the workshop and search for Keyforge. You will find some stuff, but you'll notice a lot of it, most of it is recent. And FFG has done some takedowns of Keyforge content on Tabletop Simulator, so it's not super reliable. And the person who's been really was spearheading the work here, stopped working on the Keyforge mod. So I don't know who this is, but it's not Sky Jedi. So thanks to Sky Jedi for all the work he's done. Oh, and I meant to say about I showed Decks of Keyforge. Thanks to Corythan for doing great work there. Um, and like I think being able to see the summary of enhance icons is super nice. Um, so um, yeah, so okay, so I wouldn't use this, but there's another mod called Locksmelt, and Locksmelt is not a Keyforge mod. It doesn't have any Keyforge uh, specific content in it. However, if you point it to a master vault URL, it will download those assets and make a deck out of them. And there are some tokens that you might find relevant. So it's not a Keyforge mod, but it you can use it to play Keyforge or to roll dice. Who knows? Heck. So you can go to Locksmelt, subscribe to that, then hop over. We'll launch Tabletop Simulator. Now, once that's loaded, our game plan is to copy the URL. So let's just do that right now. So I'll go up here, URL, and copy it. And with Control C, that's how I did it. But you can do it like this too. And then in Tabletop Simulator, we're going to create a game here. I'm gonna make it multiplayer to show you, and I'm gonna set it to invite. You could set it public with a password, or set it to only your friends can join. I'm gonna make it invite only, so nobody pops in. I like to set it to 10, but I mean, it might make sense for you to set it lower. Anyway, create server. And once we're here, there we want to find Locksmelt, or you can click in the search bar up here and type Locksmelt. That. All right, cool. So here we are in Locksmelt. Now, see this little pad over here? I am going to, I'll zoom in closer to it. By the way, I'll just tell you some basic Tabletop Simulator, how to do things really quick. The mouse scroll wheel is zooming in and out, and W, A, S, and D move me around. And right click and drag to rotate your camera as well. So I'm going to click here and then Control V to paste that deck in, and then I'm going to click on Build Deck. So the cool thing is it made the deck, and it actually put it in front of my my spot. So now, if you want to move a whole deck, because some people get frustrated here, click and hold until it lifts off the table, and then you can move it. Sometimes if you're too fast, you'll just grab one card. Then I'm going to take that card and set it over because that's the Archon card. All right, so now I have a deck. But again, the actual enhance icons are not going to be applied yet. So if I start playing, it'll be a little confusing. So what I'm going to do is search through here, and I am going to find all the enhanced cards. And it's easy to find the ones that are supposed to be enhanced because they have this little icon here. So you can see this extra icon under the amber icon, and so that's where we're gonna add the new icon. So I'm gonna keep going through and find. There's another one. By the way, to zoom in on something in Tabletop Simulator, you hold down Alt. You will zoom in. To flip a card, you tap F on your keyboard. I could actually look in the deck and see which ones too, but now you can see this is actually a little bit of work, right? Like this isn't doing everything for us. And it'd be cool if it did, but you can't automate this until FFG provides us with a way to know which pips are on a card. So, you know, it really is on them. Everybody else have been doing great work. Do not blame them. Okay, so I have 6 cards here that need to be modified. I'm going to zoom in, and now we are going to go over to the decal menu. So I'm going to click over here on the left panel. I find the decal button. I'll click that. Brings up this little window here, and basically I will click one of these and then click where I want to place it. So let's grab that Fangs of Gizelhart first. Here's the actual physical card. We need to add a capture icon to that. So I'll click on this capture icon, and then you can kind of see it's ghosted. And then I'll take it over here and left click, place it on the card. Not perfect, but it's fine, you know. All right. Next up, we will take the Gizelhart Zealot. We will add a bonus amber and a draw. Cool. Next up, Faust. We're going to add an amber. Reclaimed by Nature is going to get a capture icon. Savage Clash is going to get an amber icon. And Vine Apple Tree is going to get an extra amber icon. So that's it. It's not perfect, but it's pretty okay. Now I'm going to switch back to the hand tool. So I'll click up here. And then I can put these back in my deck. I'll flip them with F. And then you can actually shake them to... Ooh, that didn't work out great. But I will set them back on top of the deck, and they kind of... Oops. Do it again. There. Now we're all good. We have a deck. Now, let me do the second, but I'll go ahead and set this over here for now. And let me grab my second deck and do that. Oh, before I do, let me put this card back on top, and I'm going to show you how to save the object. This is going to be useful for later, because if I decide to play this deck again, I don't want to have to put the decals on it again. So I can right-click the whole deck. It has 37 cards, right? The Archon card and the rest. I'm going to right-click and save object. And now I have it set up so I actually have folders. And oh, it even like puts the name there. That's amazing. So I'll just save it, and that's good. And then later on, if I want to, like if I go to even if I go to somebody else's game, if they give me the right privileges, you can actually click on somebody, and if you click on somebody, there's a promote. I can't promote myself, but if you have a friend here, you can left click on them and promote, and then they can go here to objects, saved objects, and here I could load in another deck, right, that I have from before. Okay, so we got one deck down. Let's do the other one. So let me switch over to Firefox here and grab the Perfectly Dry Queen of Cyclohill. And I'll click here and Control C. Go back to Tabletop Simulator and come over here to the pad, click in Control V, and then press the button. And there is my new deck. So this one has even fewer cards. You can see how this would be a lot of work if like half your cards have enhance on them, but it's okay. So I have an Ardent Hero. I have a Champion Anafiel that is enhanced. I have a Squire Alice that is enhanced. My Dark Amber Vault is enhanced. and my Savage Clash is enhanced. I guess that's almost as many. Yeah, think about it. So that's that. So let's add these icons again. We'll click on decal, and then there's my champion in AFL. Has the draw icon. Boom, done. There's my ardent hero. Has actually everybody else's capture. Capture. Wire Alice gets a capture. Dark Amber Vault and Savage Clash both get. Pressing move over here. Go back to the hand tool with F1, and then put those back in the deck. Nice. Okay. So then I will right click this and save object, and it fills out the name. That's super nice. We will, by the way, you can rotate things with Q and E. I'll rotate that around and put it over here for somebody else to play maybe. And at this point, we've done everything. So again, if you, at this point, if somebody else invited me into their game and promoted me so that I had loading object privileges, I could go into objects and load a saved object and we'd be good. Obviously, in my own server, I'll have that capability, and we can play now. So if you already know how to play on TTS, then you don't really need to see the rest of the video. But if not, then I'll just take a few more minutes and kind of explain the basics. So, so I mentioned we can move the camera around with W, A, S, and D. And I think for new people, this is often like the most important thing that they miss out on. Because you can easily miss stuff if you aren't seeing the whole board. But you don't normally want to see the whole board. So anyway, something to think about. If you want to be a nice, healthy zoom, that's fine too. Oftentimes, the first thing you should do is set up, right? And actually, there's a convenient little bag set here to your left, and the other player will have one to their left too. And that has things like keys, chain tracker, and bags of tokens. So that's super nice. Oftentimes, you will want to decide randomly who goes first. You can't easily just roll a key. So what I usually do is go to objects, components, dice, and I grab a metal D20 and I roll it. But I mean, there's no reason why that's what you have to do. Once you click once, press F1 to go back to that. Sorry, click up. Yeah, I think escape would have done it too, actually. Objects, components, dice. Escape did it, and then X. Okay, good. Anyway, so you can take this, pick it up, and then roll it across the table. Zooming in here, it's an 18, or you can just hover over it and see what it is. So sometimes if you're rolling so you goes first, that's a great way to do it. So let's say I'm going first. Obviously, I want to shuffle my deck. So if you hover your mouse over your deck and tap R, you will shuffle the deck. R is like for roll or randomize. You can roll the die with R very conveniently. But it works for decks as well. So there you go. There you have it. All right. So now I have a shuffled deck. And if I'm going first, I'm going to draw 7 cards. And here's one thing. Sometimes people will draw 1 card at a time. You can do that and draw it to your hand area. Oops, why do I not have a hand area? Huh. Let's try this. I'm going to tap 7 while hovering over the deck, and then just move the mouse toward me. I did not click. I just pressed 7 on the keyboard, and boom, I got 7 cards. Now, importantly, if you're new to Tabletop Simulator, this is my hand area, so the other player can't see these cards. Now, I have mine hidden, but you can change that. How do you do it? Right? Option, hands. No. There's a way. I know there's a way. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, zone, hands. Oops. That's wrong. I did it bad. Right. I did it very bad. All right. Don't do that at home, kids. Um, I should be able to fix this. Zone, hands, and oh man, I'll make this, and I will change my color to be. And let me grab this stuff and put it in my hand. There we go. So that's a funny looking hand area, but it is what it is. Don't delete your hand area, kids. Anyway, so yeah, if I want to draw 3 more cards, I can hover mouse over that and tap 3, and boom, I drew 3 more cards. Pretty convenient. And then you just drag cards out to play them, or drag them out. You know, hover over here and drag them out, and you can click and drag from a bag to get counters and things like that. Q usually is what I use to exhaust a creature, and then E to put it back, and then F to flip a key. If you have enough amber to forge, boom, I'm forging. I can just select it and delete, and then flip. Um, or if you really want, you can always take that amber and put it back in the bag. So that's generally how this works. Oh, don't forget Alt to zoom in, super useful. Uh, I would, you know, if you're getting started, there's just a learning curve. You get used to things over time, so play around with it. But for the most part, you can just drag stuff around and it's okay. And if you right click on things, even you can learn how to do things like it shows. Okay, I can rotate, or I can flip with F. I can rotate with Q and E. Can even make things bigger or smaller. When I'm playing with one of my brothers-in-law, I have to make sure I disable some of his permissions, or he likes to do weird stuff. And then when you lose, you can always just flip the table. Okay, that's that. I hope it helped, and I hope that you are able to, you know, figure out how to, you know, be able to use this to play and enjoy. Um, Join the ABR Discord server. There's awesome people there. You can find people to play with. Um, and yeah, I hope to see you online at some point playing some Mass Mutation. Thanks, and have a great day.